Lift our hearts, lift our strains, let's revere our school of fame, ever true, loyal through, for our colors white and blue. Dear Princeton High School, our love, our pride, we've always held you as our shining guide, our joys, our sorrows, hopes, dreams, and fears. We shared in PHS halls, we'll live through coming years.
Welcome you to the Princeton High School Gymnasium, where tonight the Princeton Tigers will take on the Mountain View Golden Knights. Tigers coming in after the win last Friday night over the Greenbrier East Spartans, and they'd like to make it 2-0 here, and then again Friday night over at Bluefield. I've got Bob Graham, Charlie Wright, Jack Allaire, special guest alongside. All right, we're back at the courtside with the Tigers tonight, warming up on the floor down to our left, and of course the Mountain View Golden Knights down to our right. And we've got the coach of the junior high basketball team, the Skip Ball, alongside. Skip, welcome.
Thanks.
And of course, Skip, this is what, your third or fourth year as head coach of the junior high?
It's fourth year.
Fourth year?
Yeah.
And of course, the junior Tigers running into a little foul weather this year.
We had the flu the first year. First 6 games, we didn't have the same 5 players play in any game.
Well, not only that, but your practice is kind of erratic too, isn't it?
Well, 6:30 in the morning. Of course, now the recreation center's open, and they're letting us use that some, and that's helped us a whole lot.
6:30 in the morning. Is it kind of hard to get out and run about that time?
The only good thing about it is when they come to practice, the only thing they got on their mind is practice. They don't have to worry about school.
Yeah, but it's 6:30 in the morning. That's what they got their mind on.
Well, after they run a little bit, they're wide awake.
Oh, you're that kind of coach, huh? Started out with laps and finished them up with laps?
No, you can't do much running when you only got an hour and a half to practice.
That's right. Don't give you a whole lot of time to work, does it?
No.
Skip, you've got some players playing for you. We want to talk about them, but also many of the youngsters out here now playing on the varsity with Coach Ralph Ball have come out of your program. I guess that you've had everybody from juniors on down?
No, Jimmy Miller. That group was the first group.
That was your first group. So actually, all of these kids then came out of the junior high program.
Oh,
so you feel kind of a special kinship to this varsity team, then, don't you?
Oh yeah, this is the first year that everybody's playing. I've coached Step Mike East. Now he went to Giles his 9th grade year, so I didn't coach him.
So you have a little bit of pride of ownership in the Tigers.
Oh yeah.
Now some of the youngsters you got playing for you this year, you got how many 9th graders?
We have 14 9th graders now.
And the ones that are playing for you mostly, can you tell us who they play, who they are, and what positions they play?
My starting 5, I have 2 boys that played for me last year as 8th graders, D.D. Wilburn and Russell Shrewsbury. And because of lack of gyms, the shooting ability of these boys is below par. I mean, for the team as a whole. These 2 boys, though, shoot average to what normally I have on my team. Kenny Robertson is a boy that played for the 8th grade, the first year that he played. He's a real fine shooter and just now developing skills in defense and rebounding. Danny Hall came from Arkansas last year, and he's a newcomer to our program. He's about 6'3". Lonnie Mitchum came from Spanisburg.
You done a little recruiting out of the area, or they just come in voluntarily?
Yeah, he came in voluntarily, and he's come along a real long way this year. He's improving. He's a real hard worker, and I think he's going to make a fine ball player.
Very good. The thing, lack of gym time, I guess, hurts you more than anything else in the shooting department.
Right, we spend, I've had to coordinate my practice with shooting practice, which isn't normal for the way I coach. Mostly I spend time on fundamentals, dribbling and passing. And even though in that area we're not any better than the teams I've had, we still got to spend more time shooting. I have drills now that before this year I didn't have, that are just mainly set up for just shooting as many times as you can get, shots off in the shortest amount of time. There's no standing around. When they finish the shooting drills, I've got to give them a break before we actually start to practice.
Well, shooting is a unique skill in itself. Playing defense, you can run a little harder, you can play a little closer to your man. When you're shooting, you've got to have the finely tuned edge, because if you shoot a little harder or try to push it a little faster, you're going to lose it.
That's right. And just shooting outside, like a lot of these boys have goals at their house, and they've developed habits that are hard to break. It's a different type of shot. When you're a competitive shot, is a lot different than a shot just going out and shooting. I mean, there's a lot of people can shoot the ball well, but when somebody's on them, they can't shoot.
What you're telling us is that we can't use the horse shots in the game.
Well, that's about it. Plus, even if a boy shoots a jump shot, when he gets in the game, he may go up an inch higher, or what I teach my boys is you've got to shoot the shot that you're going to shoot in the game.
Well, that's true. Of course, the equipment makes a lot of difference. Kids playing outside are usually playing in a pair of jeans and a jacket, and maybe a different kind of shoes, and then in the game, your leaping is a little bit. Of course, you got adrenaline pumping also in there.
All right.
And that's the reason why it's very hard to shoot in cold conditions. And I guess many coaches expound the theory that you should not practice free throws before practice or after practice, so everything is quieted down.
That's right. I practice mine myself. I believe like you do. I think that when they're winded is a good time to practice free throws, and not sit there and make 50 in a row. You have to sit and make a few, and then start your practice back, and it gives them a chance to really catch their breath. But also they're learning to shoot a free throw while they're winded.
Well, that's what they're going to have to shoot in game conditions, and of course, how many games can we think of in our lifetime that was won or lost on free throws?
Too many.
Dean Smith would have given anything for 2 free throws.
I believe it.
By the way, did you watch the other game last
night? I did, yeah.
Of course, I guess watching that ACC basketball, I guess everybody kind of relates to North Carolina in a way, but then when you get a new kid on the block that's really challenging, everybody kind of relates to them. And now Virginia has really come on strong, and I think everybody kind of related to the fact that Virginia knocked Carolina off on Carolina home floor.
Yeah, well, Virginia, of course, Sampson, he's hard to stop. But ACC, they recruit so close to each other. Very seldom do you find a talent like Sampson that is so far beyond the other teams. And when you've got somebody like that, I mean, how many games Virginia played did they get behind, and you just sit there knowing he's going to cut loose, and so far he has. He's brought him back.
Yeah, but as they said on TV last night, when a guy's shooting that double-hand stuff, that's a pretty good percentage shot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Late in the game last night, Sampson going to the basket, grabbed the side of the backboard up about the top of the square with his left hand, and rammed the ball into the right hand. Isn't that illegal?
That's debatable. The only rule they have that I know of is when a defensive player hits the board. They don't say anything about an offensive player.
Let's talk about this. The back of the backboard's out of bounds. His hand was touching the back of the backboard.
The out of bounds on the backboard's a debatable call, too. Did you see the...
Well, but on the edge, I agree. Right. But his hand wrapped around, he had his finger around, so his fingers were actually against the back of the backboard, wasn't he? I mean, his hand's not that long.
Well, I would say, even though Duncan's been in a long time, that a rule like that hadn't been set up. Who does that?
First time I've seen it happen.
Maybe one after this.
That's right. Skip, appreciate you stopping by today, man. That's Skip Ball, the head coach of the Junior High Tigers, and we'll be back with more. First, let's pause for this message. The Tigers went back in the dressing room right now. We're just a few minutes away from game time. We got Bob Graham alongside, and Bob, welcome aboard tonight.
Well, thank you very much. I need to turn my mic up. Again, thank you, Glenn May, and I'm very pleased to be here. I noticed a couple of things, a couple of announcements to make right quick. One, there's a new innovation at the high school, and that is that some members of the student body have started a bandana section directly across from us. And you see a lot of Tigers and the bandanas at the what is the correct terminology? Is that the Christian...
FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes have been selling for some time. And I am very glad myself to see a pep section started, a section that really cheers with the cheerleaders and in a coordinated effort.
Now we got Charlie Wright over alongside, and Charlie, what's the good word tonight?
Well, I believe it's going to be a fast-paced ball game tonight, Glenn. Probably a lot faster than last Friday night.
I hope so. And who's we got a fellow beside of you, they call him Clumpalong, is that right?
Yeah, I believe it's Jack Allaire over here. Peg leg or something, ain't it?
They call him Peg Leg or Clumpalong. Hello, Jack.
How you doing, Glenn?
How's the foot?
Oh, it's okay. A little sore, but that's to be expected.
Is that where Sharon kicked you on the ankle?
That's why I charged my high fee.
Is it true that Sharon said shut up and you thought she said stand up?
It could be, but I better not say.
Okay. Hey, we're going to be back with basketball. First of all, this ball, 30 seconds for this. The Mountain View Golden Knights down to our right, and this is kind of an off year for the Mountain View Golden Knights. And, Bob, they don't have a whole lot of size, and they don't have a whole lot of experience.
Well, they sure don't, and they're also not helped very much by the fact that they do not have 5 of their regulars with them tonight for whatever reason. The starters tonight for Mountain View, first the officials will be John Priest, Sid Coakley. For Mountain View starting tonight, the guard will be Reggie Stepney. At the forward, Kevin Meade. At center, Stanley Dixon. At forward, John Monty. And the other guard will be Donald Johnson. But it is a makeshift lineup. They do have some people out tonight. 5 of their players are not with the team tonight.
Well, they were dismissed for a disciplinary situation. One of them moved away. But the thing is, you got to admire a coach like Erps Smith who thinks enough of athletics and sports and mankind to discipline his squad.
Well, I don't think there would be any question that Erps Smith is one of the finest coaches and one of the finest people off the court that we come in contact with during the basketball season. Charlie Wright, do you have a Princeton lineup?
I sure do.
Now, do you think you can remember those names?
Yeah, I sure can. I got it right in front of me, Bob.
It's only the 10th game, Charlie.
Now, wait a minute. Starting tonight, point guard would be Jeff St. Clair. He's 5'8", 145-pound senior. At the other guard is Mike Earl Eads, 6 foot, 160-pound senior. Starting at one of the forwards would be James DeWitt. He's 6'3", 165-pound junior. At the other forward would be Stephon Strain. He's 6'3", 165-pound senior. And tonight, starting the center, will be Jimmy Miller, 6'8", 190-pound senior.
All right, we're just a moment or so away from tip-off, so while they're working on a piece of equipment here at the gymnasium, let's take this opportunity to pause 30 seconds for this message. We'll have Miller in the jump against Stanley Dixon. Dixon's in. Miller moves in. Waiting on the official now. The official moves in, and it's tossed in the air. Miller tips it, picked up by Stephon Strang in the backcourt. Gives it to Eads, and Mike will bring it to the front court for the Tigers. Takes it down the right side to the wing position. Looking underneath. Left-hand dribble right now. Still looking underneath. Now he drives. Goes down the lane. Lays it on the glass. Comes off the iron. No good. Rebound. Pulled down by Mountain View. Dixon pulls it off. Feeds it outside to Johnson. Johnson goes into the corner with it. I lost the player there to John Monty, and Monty hit the bucket for the Golden Knights. Golden Knights lead 2-0 as Eads into the front court with it for the Tigers. Between the legs, dribble, holds it up, trying to get into Miller. It's kicked out of bounds by Monty, by Donald Johnson of the Golden Knights, and it'll be out to the Tigers as Eads will inbound it. Eads strips it into St. Clair. Jeff on the dribble with it, trying to get into Miller. Miller has it tipped away. Picked up by Mountain View. And coming out there with it is Dixon. Dixon into the front court, trying from 14 feet off the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Mountain View. They feed it outside. And they put the bucket up and in good. And hitting the bucket was Jeff Hendy. As St. Clair will bring it back for the Tigers now. The Tigers trail 4-0. They go to the west. Drives the baseline, fires up the baseline, no good. He was fouled. But on the drive, and St. Clair sprained an ankle or something there, and he's hobbling around. I think he'll be all right.
That was on Reggie Stepney, his first team person.
It'll be out of bounds to the Tigers as the Whip will inbound it on the baseline. As the Tigers got 3 of them lined up on the free throw line with Miller out in the corner, and DeWitt fires it out the door. He goes into the lane, lays it up good, and he was fouled. And that foul would be called on Kevin Meade. That's number 1 on Meade, team foul number 2 on the Knights, and that will put Miller on the line for the Tigers. As Miller will shoot the 1-on-1. He fires it good. So now the Tigers will press as Stepney with the ball from Mountain View. Takes it toward the left side. Gets it to the front court. Still on the dribble with it. Looking inside. Directing traffic. Gives it across court to Monty. Monty goes to the top of the key. Gives it back to Stepney. Goes to the corner. Firing. Off the iron. No good. Rebound. Fought for control by Johnson of Mountain View. Gives it outside to Meade. Meade goes down the lane. Gives it to Stepney. They go underneath with it to Dixon, and Dixon got the bucket, 6-3. Tigers are trailing as St. Clair under pressure in the backcourt. Into the front court to the Witt. Goes to the baseline, fires it off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mountain View. As East comes down with the ball, and we've got a traveling call on Mountain View.
Playing early in the ball game, Princeton just isn't getting to the boards, it doesn't seem. Mountain View's out hustling them, I'd say, at this point in the game.
As the Tigers will have it out of bounds on the baseline. DeWitt will inbound it. As in-house pass to Miller, firing out the corner off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped by DeWitt, foul called on DeWitt. And on DeWitt, that's number 1, team foul number 1 on the Tigers. So Mountain View will have it out of bounds. As they inbound it to Monty. And he gives it back to Stepney. Stepney works it toward the front court, brings it to the near side to Meade. Meade gives it back to Stepney. He stops the key with it. As they bring it to the near side to Stepney, goes down the lane, drives, puts the shot up, and Johnson hits the bucket on the pass. Johnson puts Mountain View out on top, 8-3, as Eads against the press. Brings it toward the front court, and we've got a foul. No, it just knocked out of bounds. It'll be Tiger ball. As one of the Mountain View players tipped it out. They'll bend down the center spot. Mike Eads will inbound it. Mike gives it into St. Clair. He moves it to the front court on the right-hand dribble, starts it to the right side to DeWitt on the wing, holds it overhead, looking underneath. They work the wheel to Stephon Strang underneath, gives it to Eads in the lane. We got a 3-second violation. And the Tigers turn it over, and now the Tigers will press. As Stepney gets it to Monty. Monty into the front court with it to Meade. Gives it back outside to Stepney. Deep in the corner with it to Johnson, and we got a traveling call on Johnson of Mountain View. Then turns it over to the Tigers. As St. Clair will work it towards the front court for the Tigers. On the dribble with it. Takes it down the right side. We got a whistle and a foul on the drive on Mountain View.
Foul's on Kevin Meade. It's his first foul, team foul number 3. Gives the ball out of bounds to Princeton in their court.
The Tigers will inbound it, front court. They flip it inside to St. Clair. St. Clair to Miller on the high post. Turns, looks underneath. Goes Eads on the low post. Eads firing off the baseline. Good. As Eads hit the floor, but the bucket's good. 8-5. Tigers trail by 3. As Mountain View comes back to the front court. As they go underneath with Johnson. Calling for the travel.
We're going to get a timeout by Mountain View.
As Mountain View calls a timeout. So a timeout on the floor. Let's take 30 seconds for this message.
The score is 8-5. Princeton's behind early in the ball game. 5:17 left to go in the first quarter. Mountain View just called timeout. And right now, Charlie, I think you were talking about rebounding?
Yeah, Mountain View is out rebounding Princeton 4-0 so far. That's probably the factor right here. They haven't pulled down a rebound.
I think you'd have to say Princeton has a little size advantage.
Yeah. It looks like they could be dominating the boards right now.
Occasionally, you'll get a situation where you bring in some new players. They'll get out there and really hustle. And I don't think this beginning of this game is going to be indicative of the way the game's going to.
No, it seems like Princeton's still flat right now, standing around flat-footed.
As the Tigers come to the offense now, St. Clair working in the backcourt with it, brings it to the front court on the dribble. to DeWitt on the wing, looking underneath, holds it overhead, looks underneath. They've got Stephon on the high post. Stephon starts down the lane. He is fouled on the drive. As Stephon Strain driving the foul was called on 21. That is Reggie Stepney. That's number 2 on Stephanie. And team foul number 4. As we get some new people into the ball game.
Get number 23, Tony Jones from Mountain View. And going out of the ball game will be Stepney with 2 fouls.
And we'll have Stephon on the free throw line now. He'll be in there to shoot a 1-on-1. Virginia, 2 shots. Stephon fires this off the sideline. No good. He'll get a second attempt. We got 5:05. Let's play in the first quarter. 8-5. Tigers are trailing.
Playing on the season, Stephon has hit 7 of 14 for an even 50% from the foul line.
That's easy. Maybe Charlie could do that, couldn't he?
Maybe.
Stephon fires again. It's off the iron. No good. He'll get a... What they call a lane violation on the first one, giving him 3 now. Somebody must have set the call.
I didn't hear a whistle.
Stephon fires and hits. Okay, 8-6. The Tigers trail by 2 now. As they'll try to press. As they've got somebody trapped in the backcourt. It's Monty with the ball. He gets it in the front court to Dixon. Dixon starts in the lane with it, gives it over to Johnson, puts it up, no good. Miller rebound. Beats it out to Eads. Eads moves it toward the front court. They double team him in the backcourt. Gets it to St. Clair. St. Clair drives to the baseline, goes to the floor, and got a traveling call as we had a collision. And got a traveling call on it. So now Mountain View comes to the attack. The bring it to the front court is John Monty. Monty takes it to the left side. St. Clair heads him off. Monty heads it back to the near side. They go to the high post on it to Johnson. Goes down the lane, fires, no good. Rebound to Stephon. As Strain really gets up to pull it down. Gives it out to St. Clair. St. Clair to Miller underneath, slam dunk. As Miller buried it. 8-8. We got a tie ball game now. The Tigers have punched their way back to a tie with 4:24 to play in the first quarter. Into the front court with it is Meade for the Mountain View Knights. Holds it up at the post, gives it outside to Monty. Monty brings it from the near side to Johnson. Johnson holds it overhead, directing traffic, gets it underneath to Dixon on the baseline, gives it back outside to Monty. Monty goes to the top of the key with it, and they leave it for Meade. Meade will take it to the left side. As he gets help over there from Jones, Tony Jones comes up to take the pass. As they've got it back to Meade, as Monty. Monty, top of the key with it, looking underneath now, backs it outside. Brings it to the near side. To Meade as they're really working a passing game. And they've got an open back goal with Dixon. Dixon goes to the lane, fires, no good. And Stephon blocks it. And St. Clair takes it out there, moves it to the front court for the Tigers. A double team him, gets it to Miller. Miller goes into the lane, down the lane, fires, off the iron, no good. Rebound in traffic, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Tiger ball. John Monty from Mountain View feels he was manhandled under there that time.
I thought it was run over.
Well, he didn't give any signal. As DeWitt will inbound it for the Tigers. And he gives it in to Eads. Eads goes to the baseline, gets a screen from Stephon, fires, good. Mike Eads. 10-8, the Tigers take the first lead of the night. As Mountain View will bring it to the front court as Stepney with the ball, top of the key, directing traffic now. Turns around, backs his way in toward Eads, holds the ball up. And gets help from Dixon as Dixon comes out to take the pass. Dixon starts it to the lane, gives it from near side to Jones. Goes for the lane now, he backs it outside. As they bring it to the near side to Stepney. Stepney goes across the lane, East knocks it away, picked up by St. Clair, so stole it back. By Mountain View, Dixon controlled. To Stepney in the front court with it. To Monty. Monty gives it back to the far side to Meade. Meade holds it overhead, throws it out of bounds, trying to get it to Dixon in the corner. And whistled it right on out of bounds. So 10 with 2:52 left to play in the first quarter. It's 10-8. Tigers on top. As DeWitt will inbound it for the Tigers, and Mountain View will press. And they bring it into St. Clair. St. Clair starts it up the right side, and we got a whistle and a foul, and that will be called on Tony Jones.
He called on Jeff St. Clair?
Oh, no, it called offensive foul against Jeff St. Clair. It's number 1 on Jeff. Team foul number 2 on the Tigers. He's got a haircut, doesn't he?
I believe Earl has had a trim on that head of his.
Okay. Meade with the ball out high, and we got a traveling call on Meade of Mountain View. As Squirrel checks into the ball game right now for the Tigers. Boy, that popcorn smells good, doesn't it?
Sure does.
That smells good.
We can get Charlie like pie at halftime.
I wouldn't bet on that. As the up-court pass for the Tigers stolen by Mountain View. Stepney takes it, goes down, fires, good. Reggie Stepney on the steal and the breakaway. 10-10 now with 2:31 left to play in the first quarter. Will with the ball for the Tigers. To Miller, way out high. Jim gives it to Eads. Eads on the wing, left side. Fake drive. We got a whistle and a foul. And the foul called on Tony Jones. That's number 1 on Jones. Team foul number 5 on Mountain View.
Number 23 on Jones.
And that'll put Michael Earl on the free throw line.
A well-groomed Michael Earl.
Yeah, sharp-looking lad, isn't he?
Well, I would
Don't tell him we said so, you know, but we don't want to admit that to him publicly.
I'll guarantee you.
Oh, Mike's a very nice looking lad.
Yes, he will. He'll know exactly every word that was said.
As the shot comes off the iron, put up by Miller, good. He is fouled. As Eads' free throw rolled off the iron, and Stefan went up and had a hand on it, lost control. Miller put it up and right back and in, and the goal was good by Miller.
That was on Dixon. It's the second foul. Team foul number 6.
And that will put Miller on the free throw line as the Tigers go out to a 12-10 lead now with 2:20 to play in the first quarter. I finally got my chart straightened up.
I'll teach you to let Charlie help you with it.
Charlie didn't have that too there. Miller fires the free throw good. 13-10. The Tigers up and they'll press. As Mountain View with the ball in the backcourt, we've got Jim Leonard in the game for Mountain View now as they get the up-court pass. Up-court to Meade. Meade goes under, leaves the pass for Dixon. Dixon drives, got the bucket. Dixon, 13-12. Aziz brings it to the front court for the Tigers. Left-hand dribble between the legs, holds it up inside the lane. To DeWitt, goes underneath, puts up and in. James DeWitt. 15-12. As Stepney with the ball for Mountain View. Gets it to Meade. DeWitt almost had the steal. As Stepney picks it up and gets it to Johnson. Johnson directing traffic from the wing position for Mountain View right now. Gives it back outside to Meade. Meade guarded by DeWitt. Starts it toward the left side. Holds it up and gives it to Leonard. Leonard in the corner with it to Johnson. Trying to get it underneath. The Stepney has it knocked out of bounds off of Mountain View. It'll be Tiger ball. Now 1 week from last night, the Tigers will be in Mountain View. That's right. Bluefield this Friday night, Mountain View next week. Kingsport next Friday is Eads. Hits the ball to Will. Will into the front court with it. To DeWitt. DeWitt on the wing. Oh, trying to get it to Stefan. Threw it about 18 feet in the air. Stefan sailing up there, couldn't bring it in. Stefan does look a little bit like Sampson, doesn't he? That's what he had to get that fast.
By the way, that was a real good ball from what you did last night.
I wasn't talking about Sampson and Delilah. I was talking about Ralph. As Stepney into the front court with it. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson to Meade. Drives the lane, and we got a whistle and a foul underneath. And it may be on, it's on DeWitt, I believe. Oh, and you saw the motion there, so we know exactly what the foul was. That's number 2 on James. Team foul number 3 on the Tigers. That'll get David Phillips off the bench and get him in. As James DeWitt will get a chance to catch a breather. As Mountain View inbounds it to Meade. As Meade dribbling with it, goes across the top of the key with a right-hand dribble. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson on the wing. And now they've got it to Leonard. Leonard comes out to the high post. Now he comes way out front of the guard. Gives it to the right side to Dixon. Working around Stefan. We got a whistle and a foul on Stefan. Reaching in. That's number 1 on Stefan. Team foul number 4 on the Tigers. Tigers picking up several fouls here now. And we'll have Leonard inbound it for the Knights of Mountain View. As they bring it in to Donald Johnson. Johnson gives it right back to Leonard. He'll set the play. They go to Meade with it in the corner now, left side. Looking underneath. Drives across the lane. Fires. Good. 15-14. The Tigers lead by 1. As Eads into the front court, we got a blocking foul on one of the Mountain View players. As Eads just will be the foul call on Reggie Stepney, and that's number 3 on Reggie. Number 3.
Foul on Reggie Stepney, his third.
And Stepney looking for someone to come in for him, and now we do get John Monty off the bench to come in for Stepney. As Stepney, a little slow coming over like he may have pulled something there when he hit the floor. Swedes on the line. The shooter 1-on-1. Fires the first one on the iron and good. Boy, he got front iron, side iron, and pokes it in. Wonder what he was saying to it. So he'll get a second chance at it now.
Charlie White said, please.
As he fires again, it's good. 17-14. Tigers lead by 3. And they'll press. As Meade with the ball in the backcourt for Mountain View. Holds it up. Gives it to the near side to Monty. He's on the dribble into the front court with it to Meade. Meade on the left side. Directing traffic. Brings it across the top of the key. Looking underneath. Now he goes to the left side to Dixon. Dixon holding it overhead. Goes to the corner with it to Leonard. Jump shot over well. Off the glass and the flames. No good. Miller rebounds in heavy traffic. He is fouled from behind by Leonard. That's number 1 on Leonard. And the official will pick Leonard up. You see it? That's number 1 on Leonard. That's put Miller on the line. They walk the length of the court. And
with Jimmy Leonard, this is the second time this season. The other player being Moore from Parkersburg that had the plastic glasses. Look like safety glasses.
They are. You can get hit in the eye. Miller fires good. A lot of these people are like me. They don't wear glasses except for cosmetic reasons.
Run that by me again.
Miller on the line to shoot the second one. 18-14, Tigers lead. Miller fires. It's on the iron and good. 19-14, Tigers lead by 5 now with 21 seconds to play in the first quarter. As Meade with the ball in the backcourt for Mountain View. Looking for help. Gets it from Leonard on the far side. Leonard into the front court with it. Gives it back to Meade with 11 seconds on the clock. Tigers lead by 5 as they get it underneath to Stepney. Stepney. Checker gives it to Dixon down the lane with it. We got a whistle and a foul. And I believe that's on Stephon. That's 2 on Stephon. Team foul number 5 on the Tigers. Foul on Stephon. And that will put Dixon on the line, I guess. Gene Bailey made the scene on the other side over there.
He was hitting the first row, doesn't he?
Sammy Dixon on the free throw line for Mountain View. Fires. It's good. He'll have a second. It's 19-15. Tigers lead by 4 now. As Dixon will have one more. He fires. It's good. 19-16 with 4 seconds. As Phillips has the inbound pass, not loose, but out of bounds. So now with 2 seconds on the clock, Tigers have the ball out of bounds in the backcourt on the side. Phillips trying to get in, has it stolen by Meade, fires, no good. Yeah, the first quarter, the Princeton Tigers 19, the Mountain View Golden Knights 16, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Back at Princeton, I'm still getting ready for the second quarter. Charlie, what do you have in terms of team statistics?
Okay, for Princeton in the first quarter, they made 6 out of 10 for 60%. They pulled down 5 rebounds and committed 7 turnovers. Jack, yeah, Mountain View.
You're on. Okay, Mountain View was 7 of 14, 50% from the field, 4 rebounds and 6 turnovers. 5 turnovers in the first quarter for both teams.
In terms of statistics, Princeton had 6 field goals, 7 of 9 from the foul line, while Mountain View had 7 field goals, 2 of 2 at the foul line. And the leading scorers were Jimmy Miller with 10 points and Mike Eads with 6 points.
All right, we're ready for second quarter action. Tigers come out with Eads, Phillips, Miller, DeWitt, and St. Clair hiding way down there to the left, almost lost it. And we will have Stanley Dixon in the jump against Jimmy Miller. As Dixon moves in, Miller's in. We're waiting on the official now. As the official moves in, and the tip controlled by the Tigers as they tip it to Phillips. Phillips gives it to Eads. Eads will start the offense, starts it toward the left side. As St. Clair posts up on the low post, he gives a pick to DeWitt, but they don't move the ball. Now to DeWitt on the baseline, fires off the baseline, good. 21-16 as Mountain View comes to the offense. Kevin Meade with the ball on the far side. Gives it out center court to John Monty. Monty on the point. They go to Dixon, firing off the high post. Good. Stanley Dixon from 14 feet. 21-18 as Miller with the ball. Has it knocked loose. Picked up by Mountain View Leonard, and boy, did he really cut him down as Meade went right under him and fouls on Meade. That's number 1 on Mike. Team foul number 6 on the Tigers. The Meade going for the ball really took the pins out from under Joe Leonard. Or Jim Leonard. Of course, Jim got decked by Jim Miller up there a minute ago, and then he decked him out. You know, he might decide not to stay. So it might be safer to go home. As Jim Leonard on the free throw line for the Mountain View Golden Knights with 7:26 to play in the first half, fires the first free throw. It's good. He'll have a second attempt. As Leonard fires again, it's no good. Rebound pulled down by DeWitt. He's in traffic in the backcourt looking for help. And the up court pass deflected by Monty of Mountain View out of bounds. It'll be Tiger ball in the backcourt as DeWitt will inbound it. Gets it into St. Clair. Jeff working on Leonard. Moves it toward the front court. Throws the pass out of bounds. Trying to get Deeds. And he'll whiffle right on out of bounds. 21-19. Tigers leading by 2 with 7:16 left to play in the first half. And I believe the Tigers want a timeout, don't they? Yeah. It is timeout for the Tigers. So it's 7:16 left to play in the first half. Princeton 21, Mountain View 19. We'll be back right after this.
We were talking about the turnovers. Princeton's committed, what, 9, 7?
Yeah, 9 turnovers.
9 turnovers in the first quarter and less than a minute of play. So the Tigers seem to be a little tight. They need to loosen it up a little bit.
Yeah, they do. They made two turnovers in 44 seconds there. And Mountain View committed 6 turnovers, but that was in the first quarter. Seems like they're flat. They just
flat out
flat right now, can't they?
Well, you know, Mountain View may be close. Mountain View playing a helter-skelter type game. It's kind of hard to set up against them playing that.
Yeah, Mountain View's got a lot of quick.
Mountain View to the offense now. Kevin Meade with the ball into the front court to the left side to John Money. As Money gives it outside to Jim Leonard. Leonard brings it to the near side to Meade. He's on the wing. Starts down. Eves cuts him off. Tigers in a 2-3 zone defense. As they go to Dixon on the high post. Fires. No good. Rebound pulled down by Meade. Fires. Good. Kevin Meade puts it up and in for Mountain View. 21 all. Tie ball game now with 6.5 to play in the first half. As Mountain View will press. As Eves with the ball into the front court to Phillips. Goes to the baseline. Dumps it to Miller underneath. Knocked loose. Picked up by Leonard of Mountain View. As Leonard drives the lane, now he backs it outside. Gives it to the far side to Meade. As Meade on the dribble with it on the point. Gives it to Leonard. Leonard back inside with it to Dixon. Doesn't get the shot. Backs it outside out of trouble. As he gives it to Meade. To Monty. Monty on the far side with it to Meade. Meade on the wing now looking at the bucket. Gives it back outside to Leonard as they'll play it for the safe shot. As Johnson with the ball. Fires it around the horn. It's Meade with it right now. And they give it to Leonard. Leonard to Johnson on the high post. Goes underneath, and the goal put up and in by Meade, I believe. Meade got a 23-21. Mountain View leading as Phillips on the break for the Tigers. Go down, and he is hammered from behind by Donald Johnson. And it's Alan Johnson's number 1. And we'll see David Phillips on the free throw line for the Tigers to shoot 2. Donald Johnson is first. David Phillips will be on the free throw line for the Princeton Tigers. 21-23, Tigers trailing here in the second quarter. As Phillips fires, it's no good, off the flange. As Phillips moves back to the line, he'll shoot the second one. It's good. 22-23. Tigers trail by 1, and they will press. As Meade with the ball in the backcourt for Mountain View. Phillips pursuing. Gets it to the near side to Johnson. Johnson into the front court with it. Bounces off his foot. Picks it up finally. Gets it to Meade. As Meade covered well by Eves. Works his way around, then holds the ball up. Gets it back to Johnson. He's on the wing right side, and Mountain View wants a timeout. as they didn't handle the press well, but they didn't lose the ball. So with 5:37 left to play in the first half, Mountview 23, Princeton 22. We'll be back. Just pause for this.
22-23, Mountview in the lead, and Glenn, this is reminiscent of the Greenball East ball game last week. What seems to be the problem with Princeton getting this offense on track?
I think that Princeton is not playing well offensively, and therefore they're pressing a little bit, and when they do get a little bit of an opening, they push it too hard or too fast, and therefore become error prone. And I think that Princeton has to develop more patience. Mountview to the offense now as Kevin Meade with the ball to the point position, picks it up, moves it to the near side to Leonard. Leonard goes toward the baseline, gives it back outside, this time to Monty. Monty gives it back to Leonard. As the Tigers still in that 2-3 zone, a modified 2-1-2 action. As Leonard with the ball on the near side wing, goes down, works to the baseline, gives it back outside to Monty. As Monty goes to the top of the key, gives it back to Leonard. They're going to wait and try to get that back door open on that zone over, I believe. As Leonard with the ball, takes it down to the baseline to Dixon. Dixon gives it right back outside to Leonard. They bring it back outside to the point to Monty. Monty to Leonard. He's on the wing. Dribbles 3 times, gives it back outside. This time it's Meade who come over, takes the point. They take it to the far side to Monty. He's on the wing over there, into the corner with it to Dixon. And Dixon gives it back outside, and now we have Meade on the point position for Mountview. They have traveling right there. We didn't get a call on it, so he got it to Leonard. Leonard to Monty. To Meade. As Meade looking underneath, gives it back outside to Leonard. As Mountview overloads one side, then they overload the other, and Princeton does not leave the back door open. They're staying at home on the zone, so Mountview has to start all over again with a lot of patience, and they're showing an awful lot of patience. Leonard with the ball on the wing right side, gives it outside to Meade. Meade, top of the key with it. Brings it back to the near side to Leonard. In the corner with it on the right side to Johnson. Back to Meade, top of the key to Meade as he goes to the wing with it, and gives it outside to Leonard. Leonard to the near side to Monty. Monty will fire from 17 feet off the glass iron. No good. Rebound to Phillips. Out to St. Clair. St. Clair on the move with it. To Miller underneath. He was fouled as he went for an over-the-head stuff. He was fouled by Kevin Meade. That's number 2 on Meade. Three on Kevin Meade. Mountview has got a couple now with 3 fouls on them. So Miller will go to the line.
Reggie Stepney has 3.
3:54 to play in the first half. Mountview 23, Princeton 22. In kind of a dreary ball game. Miller fires in and out, no good.
Playing on the season, Jimmy Miller has hit 51 of 63 for 81%. Princeton, as a team, has hit 125 of 179 for an even 70%. So Jimmy is a good free throw shooter.
70% is good team shooting for free throws. What's Jimmy got tonight? Now he needs 24 for 1,000. For a second free throw, no good. Comes short off the front of the iron. Rebound comes down to Mountview, bringing it out there. Tony Jones.
Got 10 points so far.
Into the front court, and St. Clair deflects it out of bounds. It'll be out to Mountview. So Jim's 14 points away from his 1,000th point. As the inbound pass goes into Monty. To Meade on the far side, he'll give it back to Monty. He's on the point position, top of the key with it. To the near side, to Jones. Into the corner with it to Johnson. Bang, off the iron, no good. Rebound underneath by Jones of Mountview. Takes it to the corner, gives it outside to Johnson, and now to Meade. Back to Jones. Bang from inside, no good. Rebound, pulled down by DeWitt. Up court with it to Phillips, to Miller. Underneath, puts up and in. And it was good. He was fouled. He was fouled by somebody. You know that foul on 43, Kevin Meade?
He did, and I saw it as the 3rd foul. I think the PA announcer shows it as the 4th foul. But
so that foul's on Meade, and they're showing 4 on the scoreboard.
We've lost one someplace.
As Jimmy fires the free throw, it's good. 25-23, Tigers lead by 2 now. And the Tigers going to change their defense there just a little bit. As they've got the lead, so now they can make Mountview play there. Now they're playing a 1-3-1 zone. As into the front court, whether it is John Monty from Mountview to Joe Leonard. Leonard to me, they go to the high post to Johnson to check it to Dixon. Dixon goes down the lane, can't get the shot off, gives it back outside to Jones. He goes into the lane, gives it to Dixon, puts it up and in. Dixon hits it for Mountview, 25-25. As he double team in the backcourt, gets it to St. Clair. Jeff into the front court, underneath to Phillips. He goes in, puts it up, no good. Miller tips, good. That puts Miller at 1.
15 points.
He needs 9. As into the front court comes Mountview. With the ball is Monty to the near side to Leonard. Firing from outside, in and out, no good. Miller rebound, foul from behind, and that foul will be called on Dixon.
Up to a 3 on Dixon. This may be where we have our error. Dixon may have 2. Let's see what they put up.
Yes, they're showing Dixon with 2.
We can get right with the scorekeeper like with.
I don't mean he's right.
No. But we're right with him.
Good deal. Miller on the line right now. They're looking for his 16th point. And 17th. As he's ready. He fires. It's good. Oh, did you watch Dixon and Phillips going at it down there on the shoving on the lane? We're going to get fireworks out of that.
The official just walked over and made a comment or two to them.
Wonder what he said. Said, cut it out, fellas. You take a shot. As Miller fires again. It's good. 29-25. Tigers are up by 4 now. St. Clair playing a defense to the backcourt with the ball for Mountview. Tony Jones into the front court with it to Monty. Monty on the wing, right side, goes to the baseline, gives it to Dixon in the corner. Draws court with it to Jones. He gives it back outside to Leonard. Leonard at the top of the key as St. Clair heads him off. That 1-3-1 zone for the Tigers. As Monty with the ball on the far side on the wing, gives it outside to Jones. To Leonard on the near side. They go around that zone with the ball on the far side is Jones. Back to Leonard. Leonard to Jones. They drop it into the wing to Dixon. Gives it back outside to Leonard. As Leonard goes way outside with it, looking for Dixon on the high post. Can't get him open right now. They go to Jones. And they get it to Dixon, firing out of the lane, good. 29-27. Tigers lead by 2 as Dixon hits the free throw, and now we got a foul call on John Monty of Mountview, and that's number 1 on Monty. We get Stephon back into the ball game for the Tigers, and Phillips will come out.
Also getting number 15 in from Mountview, Jerry Hansberry. And out of the game comes Tony Jones.
On the line will be Mike Eads. Mike, for the Knights, had a pretty good night so far, hasn't he? He's got, some 7 or 8 points already?
6.
As Eads fires, it is on the iron and good. He'll have a second attempt. And Miller went way over the iron that time in case it's going to come off, but it didn't. So Eads will have a second one. 30-27. Tigers lead by 3. We got 1:46 left to play. As Eads follows, it's good. 31-27. Tigers leading by 4 now. As Leonard into the front court with it. Gives it to Hansberry. As Hansberry gives it back to Leonard, back to Hansberry on the wing. As they go to the baseline with it. As to Johnson diving under the foul call. It's on Eads. On the Tigers. That's number 2 on Eads. Team foul number 6 on the Tigers, I believe, so it'll be a 1-on-1. And that should put Donald Johnson on the free throw line for the Golden Knights.
Donald Johnson so far tonight has 2 field goals for Mountview. This will be his first attempt at the foul line. Leading scorer is Dixon, who's played well inside for them with 5 field goals, 2 for 2 at the foul line, and 12 points.
There's Donald Johnson on the free throw line to shoot a 1-on-1. He fires the first one. It is no good. Rebound to Miller of the Tigers. As Miller in traffic, waits for it to clear, gives it to St. Clair. Jeff puts it in overdrive, takes it in the front court, down the lane, fires. Boy, if he had dumped hard, he hit the floor. Now, Jeff's tough to find out. He'll get up, but he may be hurting, but he'll get up. And that foul was called on who?
Jerry Hansberry, his first foul of the game.
As Harold Smith comes into the ball game for Mountain View, and we'll have St. Clair on the line for the Tigers.
Jeff on the season has hit 14 of 21, or 2/3 of his free throw opportunity.
He'll get better. He fires. It's good. Jeff had a terrible shooting slump first 2 or 3 games. He's really worked himself out of it. Tigers lead now, 32-27. Jeff will have one more. Jeff St. Clair on the line for the Tigers. He fires. It's in and out. No good. Rebound pulled down by Mountain View. Dixon comes out with it. Gives it to John Monty. As Monty has it stripped by St. Clair. St. Clair called with a foul. That's number 2 on Jeff.
Foul called on Jeff St. Clair.
And that will put John Monty on the free throw line for Mountain View. 1:20 left to play in the first half. 32-27.
Somebody John Monty's first trip to the free throw line tonight.
Monty fires. That's good.
That's a line for the Golden Knights.
32-28. Tigers lead by 4. 1:20 to play in the first half. In a low-scoring game, we thought we'd get more points in this out of this game. Charlie flat out told us they'd be running. Boy, he must have lied.
I opened up this running, didn't I?
Monty off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mountain View. Kicked outside to Harold Smith. Smith gives it to Monty, top of the key. They go to the left side to Hansberry. To Leonard, and now they bring it back to Smith. Top of the key with it. Comes around to their side to Monty. Monty looking underneath. Gives it to Leonard. Leonard, top of the key. Back to this side to Monty. And back to Leonard. 1 minute to play in the first half. As they're looking underneath, they can't get the man open they want, so they keep passing it outside. As Monty with the ball on the wing right there. To Leonard. Leonard on the wing on the other side. Gives it back to Smith on the key. To Monty on the near side. To Leonard to Smith, they take it around the outside of that Tiger zone. As Monty with the ball on the point to the left side to Smith. Now to Leonard. To Monty. As they go around the horn to Leonard, looking underneath, gives it outside to Monty. Monty brings it to the near side to Smith. Takes it toward the baseline with 26 seconds on the clock. And now they're looking for Monty on the far side. And now they've got Johnson jumps on the baseline, gives it back outside. As they're looking for Dixon on the post, and Miller hanging right in behind him, so they're not going to him real quick. So now we've got 13 seconds to set the play. I hope they're going to set a play anyway. Leonard with the ball, gives it to Smith. Back to Leonard, 6 seconds on the clock. And they go across court with it to Smith, and they still can't get a shot off. Now Monty firing, desperation from outside, no good. They run it all over the place and still didn't get a decent shot. Score at halftime, the Princeton Tigers, 32. The Mountain View Golden Knights, 28. And we'll be back right after this. As they have a drawing, we're figuring out what Miller needs for 1,000 points for his career. He needs 7 down the second half. As in the first quarter, the Tigers had 19, Mountain View 16. And in the second quarter, the Tigers had 13, Mountain View had 12. So therefore, we got a halftime score of 32-28. Tigers lead by 4. And we'll be back with more right after this. All right, Charlie, what you got over there?
Okay, in the first half here, Princeton, they 9 out of 14 for 70%. They pulled down 11 rebounds, committed 10 turnovers. Jack, you have Mountain View.
Okay, Mountain View was 12 out of 25 or 48% in the first half. They had 9 rebounds. They committed 6 turnovers. Those 6 turnovers came in the first quarter, none in the second quarter. They sat on the ball, ran the clock pretty good, and they kept it close.
They run the clock for a minute and a half and still didn't get a shot.
Huh?
They run the clock for a minute and a half and still didn't get a shot.
Shoot, they had it look like doing it for the last 5 minutes of the second quarter.
I don't think they're playing to score. They're just playing to kill time.
Well, probably just trying to keep it close. Keep it close. They've been getting beat pretty good.
There ain't no such thing as a good beating, is there?
They've been outscored, Dr. Minute the man.
Okay, go what you said now.
But it's probably just trying. It'd be a moral victory for them if they can keep it under 10 points in Princeton's gym.
Okay, what you got on individual stats, Bob?
Well, I think what you and Jack were talking about there, the term that I've heard batted around tonight is letting the air out of the ball. And just staying close. It happens quite often. For Mount View, Reggie Stepney had 3 fouls and 2 field goals for 4 points. Kevin Meade had 4 fouls, 3 field goals, 6 points. Stanley Dixon, who came in, I thought did a real good job at center. He's not all that big, maybe 6'2.5", 6'3". Made some good moves to the basket inside. Had 5 field goals, 2 for 2 at the foul line, 12 points. John Money was 1 for 2 at the foul line, 1 point. Donald Johnson had 2 field goals, 0 for 1 at the foul line, 4 points. Jimmy Leonard came into the ball game and was 1 for 2 at the foul line for 1 point. For Princeton, Jimmy Miller had 5 field goals, 7 for 9 at the foul line, 17 points, which means that Jimmy Miller at this point needs 7 more points to go over the 1,000 mark. Stephon Strain was 1 of 2 at the foul line, 1 point. He picked up 2 fouls in the first half. James DeWitt also picked up 2 fouls in the first half. He had 2 field goals, 4 points. Jeff St. Clair was 1 of 2 at the foul line for 1 point. Mike Eads had 2 field goals. He was 4 of 5 at the foul line and 8 points. Princeton's been to the foul line tonight and hit on 14 of 20 tries. Mount View has hit on 4 of 7 tries. Mount View holds 12 field goals to 9 for Princeton, a 3 field goal advantage for Mount View. And it has not been a very exciting ball game to watch. It's been sort of for Mount View's part, a journeyman type ball game. They've controlled the ball. They've played solid. They really don't have
a journeyman ball game. I call a stinking type ball game.
Well, now, if I were Mount View, I would, like Jack Alara said, I would take heart at the game being this close.
I would rather have fun than lose than to play poorly and embarrass myself and win. We'll be close. Because if you can't have fun during playing athletics and be a good sport about it, there's no sense playing it. And that's the reason why coaches have got to have discipline on these players, and I admit they do have discipline. But when you take fun away from the kids playing a ball game, you've defeated the whole purpose of it.
Well, you have, but it's sad to relate that there are an awful lot of people who would just as soon win. And the fun comes after they get that positive sounds off.
That's true.
You're right.
But now they'll be griping because they can't make a financial budget pretty soon, but they keep playing that kind of ball. People are not going to buy tickets to watch that.
Well, you're right.
I mean, I wouldn't buy a ticket to watch a stinking movie, and I'm not going to buy a ticket to watch a stinking ball game. We'll be back with more of these elucidating comments. First, let's off for this message. Your theory all you want. That's just like a governor getting involved in high school athletics and recruiting. I think that's the cheapest shot that I can think of in any kind of poor sportsmanship it could be in existence. I think a young lad has all the pressures that he can put up with trying to decide where he's going to spend his future. Any undue and outside pressures, which are not requested by that youngster or his family, should be leave him alone. Now, if they do put these kind of pressures on him and he makes a decision because of the pressure that a governor or some politician puts on him, and then he becomes unhappy with that, or he fails at that situation, is that politician or is that governor going to help him overcome his failure, going to reach in his pocket and provide him money to get an education on? Bet your dollar he won't. So the politician has the responsibility only to run their mouth, not to follow up on decisions for the bad things they do.
Well, I would think that I would personally rather have a governor that took an interest in the state as a total rather than concentrating on a few areas of the state.
But I'm sure that there are things with more priority that he can concentrate on rather than high school basketball players.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'll be tickled to death to see him down here and shake his hand. I'll just be happy. Well, by the way, in the audience, I see George Erps from Bluefield. I think maybe Haney Willis is here.
Yeah, he's here. I saw Butch over there.
Yeah, Butch and Miss Willis.
You can hand the mic over to George Erps, Charlie, and ask him if he's going to be ready for us Friday night. Oh, Mr. Erps?
Is the Bluefield team going to be ready for Princeton Friday night? It's a good job.
Hey, put the mic up there. It's on.
you're on the air there. That's Mike. Answer that for me, would you?
And I didn't hear the question.
Okay. The question is, will Bluefield play basketball? Or are they going to sit out here and pass the ball around all night?
Well, I happened to go by the gym this afternoon, and the coaches were in there, and the boys, they were practicing. I assume they're getting ready for Friday night. I hope they are.
Oh, Haney will have them ready. But Haney will also have them ready to play ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I believe they'll be ready. I'm not sure if anybody can really play with Princeton as tough as they've been all year long. It's kind of like Virginia, North Carolina last night.
There's a lot of Carolina fans still don't believe that.
Of course, the people say when Bluefield and Princeton get together, anything can happen, and
Well, it
usually does.
It can, and of course, Haney Willis will go with his strong. Now, his strong suit is either getting the guard ready to shoot from outside, and if they pick him up early, dropping it down deep to 10. But now you can bet Haney will be taking the ball to the bucket tomorrow night against the Tigers. Friday night.
Yeah, I think he's getting a little more action out of Michael Dent. Michael had a real good game last night against Graham and moved around in there a whole lot.
We're hoping we can get Mike over here to Concord to play ball. We think that Mike's got a lot of potential. I know the Concord coaching staff's very high on Mike Dent.
The coaches from Concord have talked to him a couple times, and I don't really know what his plans are, anything.
If you want, we'll have Bob bring the governor down and talk to him.
I'm sure the governor will come down and talk to Jimmy and see if they can get him to go to West Virginia.
All he does is muddy the water.
He may already have talked to him, I don't know.
On the telephone twice, he's called his mother twice. Thanks for visiting with us. That's George Church, principal of Bluefield High School. We'll be back with second half action right after this. How you feeling now? We're going to take it to them second half?
I sure hope they come out and play what they might call inspired basketball, because
Paul said that Mountain View was a run and gun team. So, we had said prior to that we thought that Mountain View may slow it down to the tempo just like Greenbrier East. And he said there was a run and gun team, so we have seen, like the slowdown just like Greenbrier East. It's almost a match.
But the one thing about this game is Stanley Dixon, and inside has surprised me, because he's taken the ball to the jump against Jimmy Miller a couple of times, and he's given up, 5, 6 inches?
Yeah, Stanley jumped real well, though, didn't he? Don't you think?
I think he's played an excellent ball game.
Okay, we're ready to go. For the Mountain View both Golden Knights will have Donald Johnson and Stanley Dixon. And going out is Jim Leonard. On the far side over there is Kevin, 35. That's John Monty. And for the Tigers, we got Miller, Eads, Strange, DeWitt, and St. Clair. And we will have Dixon in the jump against Miller. And the tip control with the Tigers as Eads has it tipped away from him backward. Monty picks it up from Mountain View as they bring it outside to Leonard. Leonard will start the offense. He gives it to Stepney. Stepney saddled with foul, gives it back to Leonard. To Monty, he's on the point to the right side with it to Stepney, drives to the corner, gives it back to Monty on the lane near side. They go underneath with it. Inside to Dixon, fires no good. Rebound fought for, brought down, stolen by Mountain View as the Tigers had it. Jimmy blocked. As the Monty firing now from the left side. Good. John Monty hits it from 20 feet. 32-30. The Tigers lead by 2 as Eads. Draythorpe into the front court. Down the lane with it to Miller underneath, and he is hammered from behind. No, they got traveling call. Jim was going to put it down, wasn't he? He's going up for the two-hand slam dunk, and the guy jumped over his back, hit the ball, knocked it loose, and they called Jim for traveling. 32-30. Tigers lead into the front court with it to Stepney of Mountain View. To the left side to Monty. Monty on the wing. Gives it back outside to Leonard. Leonard on the dribble with it on the point position. To the left side to Monty. Tigers in a 1-3-1 zone. Has Stepney outside. He takes just a lot of 3 dribbles and gives it to Monty. Monty, he's all 3 dribbles, that's all. Now he gives it back to Leonard. And now he took 5 dribbles. That's not allowed. Picks it up. Gives it to Stepney. Stepney outside as Mountain View just holding on to the ball. Tigers lead 32-30. As Stepney with it on the point position. Going underneath with it.
to Johnson, firing, no good. Rebound pulled down by Strain. Out to St. Clair. Jeff into the front court, goes down, drops it over to Eads. He fires, it's good. Mike Eads on the 5 assist from Jeff St. Clair. 34-30, the Tigers lead by 4. As Leonard into the front court with it for Mountain View. Gives it to Dixon, way out high on the high post. To the near side to Monty. Starts it toward the lane. Gives it outside to Leonard. As Leonard out to the center circle. Starts it toward the right side to Stepney. DeWitt almost had a hand on that one. As Stepney on the dribble. To the near side to Leonard. Now to Dixon on the high post. Goes to the lane. Fires. Miller blocks the shot. And tips it away. Ball still loose. Picked up by Miller. Miller on the drive. Goes down. Puts it up. And he was undercut. And Miller driving was undercut and could have been injured bad. That's on number 31. That's the foul on Dixon. That's number 3 on Dixon. That's number 3 on Dixon. Team foul number 1 on Mountain View in the second half. And that put Miller on the line to shoot 2. And Miller will have it should, whether he's in the act of shooting it out on his delivered undercut like it's a 2-shot foul. Miller fires the first one, it's good. Six points away from the foul. Miller fires good. 36-30. Tigers up by 6 now with 5:53 left to play in the third quarter. As Reggie Stepney takes it to the front court for Mountain View. To the left side to Leonard. Leonard gives it outside to Monty. Monty to Stepney on the wing. Drops it back to Monty and firing off the glass. No good. Rebound to DeWitt. Knocked loose. Picked up in traffic. Ball is now controlled by Mountain View. It's knocked loose from DeWitt. Stepney came out with it. Gets it to Monty and back to Stepney. Now the Monty on the near side. Stefan almost had a hand on it. Goes underneath to Johnson. Fires good. Donald Johnson hits it for Mountain View. 36-32. Tigers lead by 4 and the press is on by Mountain View. St. Clair into the front court with it. Starts it to the lane. Drops it underneath and loses it out of bounds. It will be Mountain View ball. Now I thought that ball streamed off somebody's leg. He says it did. As Phillips comes in, DeWitt comes out for the Tigers. As the official comes over for some reason or other, what is it? The wet spot on the floor, or what are they calling? They're going to try to move these photographers back from down here. No, they got a towel finally. There's a wet spot on the floor. Either they point at the photographers or pointing at the floor. I don't know. There's a wet spot over on the other side. And they're going to go over and one of the Terry Graham's going to help them and keep them off on the floor for them. You know Terry? So we got a 36-32. The Tigers lead by 4 with 5:13 to play. As the Knights inbounded. John Bondi with the ball. This is the front court. On the left-hand dribble, turn the ball over. It'll be Tiger ball. They'll take it at midcourt. As Phillips comes over to inbound it. Sid Copley, the official, hands the ball to David Phillips. He flips it inside to Jeff St. Clair in the back court, and Jeff works his way to the front court against the pressure from Jim Leonard. Starts it toward the left side. We got a whistle and a foul underneath, and who's it called on? And it will be called on Donald Johnson of Mountain View. That's number 2 on Johnson, as he was holding Stefan over on that wing. That's number 2 against the Knights in the second half. Team foul number 2.
Donald Johnson.
As Phillips will inbound it, drops it in the middle, on the baseline, goes to the baseline, fires off the iron, no good, tip by Eads, no good, rebound pulled down by Mountain View now. As Stepney controls it, Reggie Stepney on the dribble into the front court, starts it down the lane. Miller cuts him off, so he bounced past it out of bounds. No, they saved it, got it into Johnson, he puts the shot up, no good. And dropped out of bounds, now it'll be Princeton ball. And I thought that ball was going to bounce on the far side over there.
I did too. Mountain View calls the third timeout of the night.
So with 4:46 left to play in the third quarter, Princeton 36, Mountain View 32. We'll be back right after this.
The score 36-32 with 4:46 left in the third quarter. Mountain View has a timeout. And so far, the second half has been very much the same as the first half. Mountain View gets the ball, controls it, apparently tries to set up a good shot or an inside shot. Princeton seems to be a little bit frustrated by the style of play, and they lead only by 4 points, getting kind of late in this third quarter.
All right, 4:46 left to play in the third quarter. Does anybody know where Margaret went?
Haven't seen it.
Haven't either. As David Phillips will inbound it for the Tigers. And Mountie will press. The inbound pass comes into St. Clair. Gives it back to Phillips, up to Miller, into the front court to Eads. Eads works it toward the baseline. Fakes. Fires. Off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Johnson to Mountain View. As Johnson gets it over to Leonard. And Leonard will take it to the front court. Gives it to Stepney. Stepney to Monty on the near side. Gets it down low to Stepney, and he gives it back outside to Leonard as they work it around that 1-3-1 zone. Monty with the ball on the far side. In the corner with it to Johnson. Johnson gives it back out to Stepney. And he leaves it for Leonard. As the ball knocked loose, picked up by the Tigers as Miller picks it up. Gets it up to Stephon. Stephon holds it up. Lost the handle on it. Gives it to Eads. Eads in the corner. Takes the shot. Drives to the lane. Gives it to St. Clair. Puts it up in the air. Just St. Clair on a feed from Eads. 38-32. Tigers lead by 6. As Stepney into the front court with it for Mountain View. Monty. He's on the wing. Left side. Goes back to Leonard. Back to Monty and back to Leonard as they play outside the zone with it. Tigers in a 1-3-1. In the corner to Stepney. Firing out of the corner. Off the iron, no good. Miller rebounds. He is fouled by Stanley Dixon. That's number 4 on Dixon. Team foul number 3 on Mountain View in the second half.
Ball out, Stanley Dixon.
Phillips inbounds it to St. Clair against the press. He brings it up to Miller. Miller dribbles into the front court with it. Bucks it toward the left side, trying to get it to Stephon. Has it knocked loose, picked up by Mountain View, and we got a traveling call as Johnson with the ball, call for the travel. I didn't see the travel.
I didn't either.
I'm not doubting that he did. I just didn't see it. David Phillips will inbound it for the Tigers as he brings it into Miller in the corner. Gives it to Eads on the wing. Eads works on his man, goes down the lane, drops it to Miller. Miller backs his way toward the baseline, fires off the glass. No good tip by Phillips. He is fouled by Stanley Dixon. That's 5 on Dixon. He's out there. And team foul number 4 on Mountain View, and that'll put Phillips on the line. He'll shoot 2.
Stanley Dixon is 6 foul.
Getting off the bench will be Kevin Meade of Mountain View, who come in.
Dixon played a very fine inside game tonight. Right inside, he wound up tonight with 12 points on this.
Oh, they're not calling it a shooting foul. They're going to give it to the Tigers out of bounds. So Phillips inbounds it to St. Clair. St. Clair comes around the horn to the near side to Eads. To Stephon out on the high post, to Miller on the low post. He is fouled from behind by Donald Johnson. That's number 3 on Johnson. Team foul number 5 on Mountain View. That's putting Miller on the line. Now Miller's got how many on the night?
He's got 19 so far.
Okay, he needs 5. We'll talk about Jimmy Miller getting 1,000 points career scoring at Princeton. And whose company would he be joining?
Alan Williams, Rod Thorne,
Jim Fires, that's good. That's right. That's 3 of them.
Jack Bucket.
That's 4 of them. There's one more.
And the fellow that played with Rod Thorne.
As Miller ready to fire again. He fires. It's good. 40 to 32. Tigers lead by 8 with 3:07 to play in the third quarter. As Leonard into the front court with it from Mountain View. Gives it to Stepney. To the near side. To Monty. Gives it back outside to Leonard. Monty. The ball on the wing. In the corner with it to Stepney. Outside. To Leonard. To Monty. to Johnson, deep in that corner, back outside to Stepney. There goes the high post to Monty, gives the ball back outside. It's firing now Stepney good from 20 feet. Stepney, Reggie Stepney, 40 to 34 as he brings it to the front court for the Tigers. Gets the pick, goes around and fires off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled out by Leonard of Mount View. Leonard leads it out, trying to hit Kevin Meade and throws it right on out of bounds.
I think that's something I'd like to see. I'd like to see Mount View running with the ball.
Tony Jones comes into the ball game for Mount View now. Now they got another wet spot on the floor. Sid Coakley, the official's going to mop this one. Hell, Sid's got a real mopping technique. He's down on one knee, see? Look, see, if somebody said close so you can see, you have to get that close to the floor.
Sid Coakley's one official that, and he's not as quite as demonstrative as he used to be.
Demonstrative,
but
some people used to call him kind of whack.
He lets you know what was happening.
I always enjoy those kids. All right, Tigers to the offense now. Jeff Sinclair into the front court with it, and they're going to bring him out of the zone. He's sending out in the center circle, dribbling. Now he works it up, a 1-2-2 zone, almost a 3-2 zone from Mount View to Sinclair. To Eads. Eads on the wing, far side. Gives it back outside to Jeff, top of the key. They drop it to Miller on the post, firing good. And he's fouled. Wait a minute, foul's on Miller. And goal may not be good. Oh, foul's on 41 Brown.
That's number 4 on Donald Johnson.
Donald Johnson. We had a technical call also against Mount View.
Goal was good.
Goal was good. So now Jim's got 21.
21, and he will have...
He can shoot one on the free throw here, one on the technical. Is that right? Or...
I really didn't see what the technical was called for.
And now they're trying to explain it. Now they got a personal foul call on Miller, I believe, the technical call on Donald Johnson of Mount View. Now, they haven't explained this just right yet. So while they're working on this explanation, we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Mike, they just not be all that much action on the play.
Well, we've already had a half-hour explanation. Nobody still knows what's going on.
Apparently, it's a foul, a personal foul on Jimmy, a technical foul on Mount View.
I see.
Maybe.
All right, so that means now, we're going to shoot the technical first, or we're going to shoot the first? Well, Mount View's on the bonus. So now, Miller goes to the line to shoot one free throw. Well, he got two fingers out. He got one. And Miller fires. It's on the iron. No good. Rolling off there. Now, wait a minute. Is Princeton in the bonus?
No.
Why then they don't shoot? It's just Mount View ball out of bounds.
That would be Princeton's first foul of the...
How's he shooting without being in the bonus? I don't know. He's giving him one shot.
Did he say technical? Maybe it's a ball foul.
They missed it anyway, so it don't make any difference. Stephanie missed the free throw. So now it'll be out of bounds to Mount View mid-court. I guess.
We could write a book about that.
He called technical on somebody. On 41 of Mount View.
Well, how come Mount View take the ball out now? They got that shot. That must be an it. Then the foul must have been on Johnson, the technical on Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay. As Mount View with the ball now. Meade with it. Money on the far side. Gives it back to the near side. To Jones. He gives it back outside to Stepney. Stepney holds it overhead. Gives it to Monty. And firing out the corner, no good. As Johnson rebounds the ball to Miller. Out to St. Clair, running on the move. Down, lays it up. No good. Rebound, fought for, picked up by Mount View as Meade brings it out. Gets it out to Johnson. Johnson goes down, driving, throwing to Stepney, throws it out of bounds. It'll be Tiger ball now. Minute 29 to play in the third quarter. 42-34 with the Tigers leading. And Jeff St. Clair brings it to the front court. Miller with the ball deep in the corner. Fakes, fires now. Good. Now he's 1 point away from his 1,000 points. 44-34. Tigers lead by 10. And Phillips, whoa, boy, reaching for the ball, closing the collision. Yeah, they know. We told them to give him a note down. Well, Butch knows he wasn't. Did it? They got it wrong.
Well, Bo, I think, had it with 22, and I had it with 24. So they're both the boat. Bo was shaking his head pointed one finger. I think he knows there's 1 point to go.
So Miller has his 1,000th career point. Tigers are leading 44-34. Foul call on David Phillips. That's out of bounds to Mountain View. As the inbound pass comes into Tony Jones. Jones gives it to Meade, gives it to Setney, gives it back to Monty. Monty into the corner with it to Johnson. Johnson gives it outside to Meade. Meade goes underneath to Setney, fires no good. Rebound to Miller. In traffic, puts it outside to Eads. Eads into the front court to Stephon. To Phillips, comes down, fires. Good. David Phillips. 46-34. The Tigers go out by 12 now, with 40 seconds to play in the third quarter.
That's good as well into the ball game, William.
That's right. As Will intercepts the pass. Into the front court with it as Scooter goes down, fakes, fires. It's good. Scooter. 48-34. Tigers out by 14 now with 22 to play in the third quarter. As 70 with the ball from Mountain View. Goes toward the baseline. Eads knocks it away. Picked up by Meade. Meade gives it outside to Jones. Goes around the horn. Gives it to Monty. To Meade on the high post. Miller cuts him off. Goes underneath with it to Jones. Rebound comes out to Stephon. To Guell. Throwing it from midcourt. No good. We got a whistle, a traveling call. It'll be Mountain View ball with 2 seconds left on the clock.
You can tell Scooter Will was a quarterback on that. He threw the ball like he would throw a pass.
So Mountain View will have the ball out of bounds with 2 seconds on the clock. 48-34, Tigers lead. As the inbound pass comes in to Monty, firing, no good at the buzzer. In the third quarter of play, the Princeton Tigers 48. The Mountain View Golden Knights 34. And we'll be back with more right after this.
In the third quarter, Princeton picked up 6 field goals. Mountain View picked up 3. The real difference in scoring is 18 of 27 from the foul line from Princeton, 4 of 8 from Mountain View. Charlie Peterson. Okay, in that quarter, Princeton made 6 out of 14, 43%. They pulled down 9 rebounds and committed 6 turnovers. Jack, you have Mountain View.
Okay, Mountain View, 3 of 12 in the third quarter, 25%, and 4 rebounds and 7 turnovers. They cooled off considerably. But you picked that anyway.
Well, Mountain View only got 6 points in the third quarter.
They really just started getting just wearing out. Princeton just wearing them out.
If you'd had this for supper, you'd have to take them out for supper, wouldn't you?
Glenn, also in that quarter, Princeton put up 14 shots in that quarter, and in the first half, Princeton only shot 14 for the first 2 quarters of the ball game.
Well, Princeton tried to roll it. Princeton everything in the world trying to make them play ball.
They're trying to change the tempo, but they're not having much success. Well, Mountain View has foul calls now, too.
There you go.
Yep.
Princeton, ready to go. Jimmy Miller out. He'll be jumping against Donald Johnson. For the Tigers, we got Miller, Strain, Will, Phillips, and Eads. Tip control with the Tigers to Phillips, to Eads. Goes down, and we got a traveling call as he was driving and lost the handle on. 48-34, Tigers lead by 14. 7:57 left to play in the ball game. As Harold Smith into the front court with it for the Knights. Gives it outside to Monty. Monty to Smith. Smith takes it around the horn, starts it down the inside, gives it back outside to Leonard. To Money, he's outside with it on the point. To Meade on the near side, drives it down, fires over Strain, no good. Phillips rebounds, feeds it out to Will. Will, Strain gets it through the Strain, has it intercepted by Smith. Smith picks it up, gives it to Meade. Meade into the front court where it travels the ball. Now we got a call. A little slow on the call, but we call it travel. That's like 7:23 left to play in the ball game. 48-34. Tigers lead by 14. As David Phillips inbounds it to Scooter Will. And Darrell will take it to the front court. On the right-hand dribble, skips his way up. To Eads. To Strain. Gives it to Miller. Lays it up and in gently. 55-34. As Mountview to the offense. Smith with the ball in the front court. To the right side. To Monty Fine. Good. No good. We got a foul called on Eads.
That's only the second team foul called against Princeton. Mike Eads' third foul.
As Donald Johnson checks out of the ball game for Mountain View. And Mountain View will have it out of bounds on the baseline. Meade will inbound it. Gets it into Monty. And Monty comes outside with it to Smith. As Smith comes around the zone. Goes back to Monty on the wing, right side. Looking underneath in the corner to Stepney. Fine, good. Reggie Stepney from 20 feet puts it into the corner. As Eads brings it to the front court for the Tigers, down the left side. Between the legs dribble, bounces it a couple times, gives it to Scooter. Scooter comes around this side to Phillips on the wing. David goes to the baseline. Drops it to Stephon. Drops it underneath, trying to get it to Miller. Has it intercepted by Mountview as Meade comes out with it in the front court. We got traveling call.
It's the second time he's done that, bringing the ball down.
It'll be out of bounds to the Tigers in midcourt, and Johnson comes back into the ball game. Coming out will be Tony Jones for Mountain View. Phillips inbounds to Sidwell. Scooter on the dribble with it. To the right side to Phillips on the wing. David drives it toward the baseline. Trying to get it to Miller. Has it deflected, knocked out of bounds by John Monty of Mountain View. So it'll be Tiger ball. Phillips will inbound it. Phillips with the ball, drops it in, trying to get it to Miller, hits the backboard with it, and knocks it out of bounds. Did Mountview touch it while it was in bounds, or did it hit the backboard?
They're calling Princeton. Now they're calling Mountview ball. They're right. Hit the back of the backboard.
And once he hit the board, we lost possession.
We'll get James DeWitt and Jeff St. Clair back into the ball game. And probably going out will be Scooter Will and David Phillips. And that's correct.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Stepney will bring it to the front court for the night. Backs his way up against Princeton and St. Clair. To the near side to Smith. Tigers playing a 1-3-1 zone. To Stepney, firing from 20 feet off the iron, no good. St. Clair tried to tip it, got a hand on it, and they feed it back over to Meade, puts it up in the end. Kevin Meade hits it for Mountain View. As Mike Eads with the ball for the Tigers, drops it to St. Clair. Yes, into the front court with the left side. To the Witt in the corner, firing out the corner, good. That's the way the Witt can fire. 52-38. As Smith into the front court for Mountain View. To the left side. To Stepney, firing off on the run, no good. Rebound to Miller. He is fouled by Stepney, and that's all for him. At 4 or 5. It's going to be a 1-on-1 anyway, so we're going to put somebody, it'll be Miller on the line. Now they're saying it's only 4.
I had me worried a minute when that horn blew. Thought it was his fifth. But I only had him with 4. And then
checking into the ball game is Terry Hansberry for Mountain View. Miller will be on the line. He's going to shoot a 1-1. 52-38. Tigers lead. 5:46 to play in a ball game here. Miller just hit the free throw, puts it up 53-38.
26 points for Jimmy tonight.
Miller fires, it's on the iron and good. 54-38. 16-point lead enjoyed by the Tigers. As Mead with the ball into the front court for Mountain View. Gives it outside to Hansberry. Hansberry flips it over to Monty. John Monty holds it up. Gets it underneath to Hansberry. Goes to the baseline. Gives it top of the key to Johnson underneath to Leonard. Puts the shot up, no good. Miller rebounds for the Tigers. Out to Eads. Eads behind the back dribble into the front court. In at traffic. Goes down the lane. Puts it up and in. And it's good, but he's called for the charge. But that bucket's good. That's number 4 on Eads. Team foul number 3 is both the players a little slow getting up, and Jim Leonard of Mountain View very slow getting up. Eads is up and moving away. Of course, these Tigers are built like greyhounds, and they're about as tough as a bunch of hickory knots.
That's true. This is probably one of the quickest Princeton teams that I've seen in a long time.
They're physically tougher than you think they are. These kids are like a bunch of junkyard dogs.
When you look at Jimmy and Stephon Strain, there's not a lot of meat on the bones, but what there's help.
Yeah, that'd be the kind of chicken you wouldn't want to eat for Sunday. 56-38 as Mountain View comes to the front court and the ball deflected out of bounds by the Wick. It'll be Mountain View ball. If you don't think Stephon mixes up, you watch him with that bucket there once in a while. As Mountain View with the ball, Leonard with it on the left wing. Gives it back outside to Hansberry. Against the 1-3-1. Very mobile zone right now for the Tigers. And Stephon intercepts the pass. Stephon dribbling with it in the backcourt. Gets it to Eads. Eads starts it down the right side. Works his way underneath. And we got traveling call.
I see Sid still has a little fire left in his body.
Yeah, he puts a good signal out there now and then. And we get David Phillips into the ball game for the Tigers. Mike Eads comes out. Mountain View gets it inbound to John Monty. Into the front court to the left side to Reggie Stepney. Deep in the corner with it to Meade. Starts the baseline. Miller cuts him off. Gives it back outside to Hansberry. Hansberry works around the outside of the zone. Holds it overhead now. Looking underneath. Gives it back to Meade. Now they go underneath with it to Stepney. Puts it up and in. Stepney got the back door open that time finally. 4:33 to play. The Tigers 56. Mountain View 40 as Stephon firing the baseline for the Tigers. Miller rebounds in the lane with it. They double team him. He fires it back up. It's no good. Goes up the tip and there's a foul ball.
I was kind of laughing at the fouls on Tony Jones, who may be the smallest player.
Hansberry, isn't it? 15.
Oh, yes, he is. You're right. But still, he's the smallest player out there. Maybe 2 inches shorter than Jeff St. Clair.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, okay. But Jeff breathes fire when he comes at you, though. Miller fires. It's good. He'll have a second. 57-40. Tigers out by 17 now. Jim fires. It's good. 58-40. Tigers lead by 18. 4:25 to play in the ballgame. As Hansberry brings it to the front court. Gives it to Monty. Monty starts it in the lane. Has the pass underneath. Intercepted by the Wick. The Wick on the dribble into the front court with it. Bounces off his leg, off his foot. Picked up by Mountain View. As it's knocked loose by Phillips. Phillips diving to the floor. Comes up with it. And we've got a jump ball.
David Phillips backed that ball like he would have knocked the floor out of the way to get it.
Harold Smith comes into the ballgame from Mountain View. And John Monty comes out.
That may be a hole there.
He went after pretty good, didn't he? Yes. Now we've got a timeout called by the Tigers. So it's 4:09 left to play in the ball game, and it's Princeton 58, Mountain View 40. We'll be back right after this. 4:09 left to play in the ball game. Princeton 58, Mountain View 40.
We've got to be back at the high school.
Wherever it is we are. The Tigers trying which way in the world to get Mountain View to get out here and run the gun with them. Mountain View content to slow it down. Phillips now to jump, I guess. Kevin Meade, and it's hip control by the Tigers as Miller runs it down the backcourt. Miller, he's going to dribble into the front court. He gets around his man Stepney, goes to the front court, and knocks it outside to Jeff St. Clair. St. Clair to DeWitt, firing out of the right corner off the iron, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Meade up Mountain View. As Meade tips it out to Smith. Smith moves it to the front court in traffic, starts in the lane, jump shot off the iron, no good. Rebound, spot four, controlled by Mountain View. As Stepney controls it and is knocked down about by DeWitt over on the far side. As Harold Smith takes the inbound pass, dribbling outside the Tiger zone. Into the corner with it to Stepney. Gives it back outside to Smith. Comes to the near side to Hansberry, and he goes back to the far side, and they give it to Harold Smith again. Now to Johnson, firing off the high post, no good. Rebound, tipped out to St. Clair. Jeff on the move. Goes down in traffic, and he is caught out of bounds on Jeff St. Clair's leg. That was a stinking call. The guy hooked him by the elbow, and they called the ball out of bounds off St. Clair. Okay, Mountain View's got the ball. Inbound pass comes out to Meade. Meade into the front court with it, left side. He gives it to Smith. Smith goes to Stepney on the far side. Now to Meade on the point position. Gets a pick from Johnson. Can't do anything with it. Gives the ball over to Hansberry. To Stepney, firing out of the corner, off the iron, no good. Stepney rebounds, puts it up again, it's good. Stepney following his own shot, puts it up and in. 58-42. Tigers on top with 2:57 left to play. As St. Clair brings it to the front court, behind the back dribble in traffic, gives it to Phillips. Off the baseline, no good. Rebound. Flipped outside by Johnson, out to Stepney. Stepney on the run, and St. Clair runs him down and fouls him. On Jeff, that's 3. Team foul 4 on the Tigers. It'll be out of bounds to the Knights. Jeff disagrees with that call.
He did.
Yeah.
I thought he fouled him.
Can you tell he disagreed with it?
I wasn't watching immediately after the call, but I had to make some marks. But it was a good call. So he had to break up the layup.
Mountain View will inbound it as Meade puts it way outside to Donald Johnson. Johnson gives it to Hansberry. To Meade, drives the baseline, fires over Miller, it's in and out, no good. Rebound to the winner of the Tigers. As Johnson crowds him, gives it out to St. Clair. Into the front court to Phillips. Phillips left side, starts it to the lane. Trying to get it to Stephon. Stephon's got it, fires it off the glass, no good. Phillips reached in and fouled somebody to reach in and tip the ball. Fouls on Phillips. That's number 2 on Phillips. Team foul number 5 on the Tigers. 2:27 left to play in the ball game. Tigers on top.
So far on the night, Leonard is 1 for 2 at the foul line for 1 point.
So Jim Leonard on the free throw line for the Mountain View Golden Knights. He fires. It's no good. Rebound to the winner of the Tigers. Wheels it out of the lane. Gives it to St. Clair. Jeff gives it back to DeWitt in the front court to Miller. On the wing, left side. Gives it to St. Clair, top the key. Drives the lane. Lays it up. Good. And we got a charging call on St. Clair, but the bucket is good. Bucket is good. St. Clair for the charge. That's number 4 on Jeff. And they're in the bonus to somebody else shoot. As Jeff Adams gets off the Tiger bench and come into the ball game now. As Stephon will come out. 2:16 left to play. 60-42, Tigers lead. And on the free throw line will be Kevin Meade of the Mountain View Golden Knights. He fires the free throw, it's good. He'll have the second one. The line for Mountain View, Kevin Meade. He fires, it's no good. Off the flange, rebound. Goes to the floor, picked up by Johnson. The Mountain View fires, good. Donald Johnson hits it for Mountain View, 60-45. Tigers lead by 15. As the upcourt pass, intercepted by Mountain View. They get it back to Hansberry. Into the front court with it. To Monty, and he lost it out of bounds, and we've got an injury for Mountain View as one of the Mountain View players.
Johnson went down on the ball. He intercepted the ball into Jimmy Miller, and he went right straight to the floor. He got up, ran 3 or 4 steps, and
fell down again.
He got a leg cramp. They're working on the calf. And, boy, cramped up tight on him and pulled him down. And those things are painful. Of course, a lot of guys would never know that because you got to have muscles before you can have cramps. And many of the people that we deal with have never suffered a cramp. Right, Charlie?
That's right, Glenn. But I've had many of them.
Dreamer says you usually get them about the time she wants you to do something, like carry out the garbage, clean the basement.
That's true, Bob.
Bring in wood.
I'll have to agree with you.
She says you haven't had a shortage leg cramp any time there's work to be done. Is that true?
That's probably true. She can't find me too often, though.
Donald Johnson suffering from a leg cramp. They got him on his feet and he comes over to the side. 2:01 to play now. It'll be Mountain View ball out of bounds. As no, the Tigers will have the ball out of bounds down in the back court. That's right. They had taken the infraction had already been called when Johnson went down. So Mountain View will press. We got 2 minutes and 1 second to play in the ball game. Princeton 60, Mountain View 45. And Phillips inbounds it to the width. Up court pass intercepted by Monty. Gets it over to Hansberg. Hansberg gives it back to Monty. Now to Setney firing from underneath. No good. We got a goaltending call on Miller.
Jimmy didn't actually touch the ball.
Goal is good by Setney. 60-47. Tigers lead by 13 now with 1:50 to play in the ball game. As Phillips inbounds it to Miller. Miller in the back court with it. Gives it to St. Clair. Jeff works against the double team, gets it back to Miller. Miller goes to the front court, into the lane, fires good. Miller. 62-47. Tigers lead by 15. As in the front court, Meade with the ball firing from out view, no good. Rebound put up by Monty, no good. Miller, that was goaltending with no call on that. Miller flips it out to DeWitt. DeWitt into the front court. Drops it to Phillips on the baseline. Turnaround, jump shot, good. David Phillips. 64-47. Tigers lead. We got a foul somewhere on James DeWitt, his third. As Monty fouled by DeWitt, but St. Clair with a goal conked him from behind. He had to miss him. Coming in the ball game for the Tigers will be Troy Clemens. And Troy, by the way, leads the state in field goal percentage. We're tied for the lead.
Coming also in is Shooter Will. Joseph.
Joseph Harrison. Well, JoJo Harrison then rather than Troy. And Scooter comes in. I saw Troy Clemens down there before the game, kidding him a little bit, and I was looking for him to get in the ball game now, but he didn't. Joseph Harrison's in with Scooter in the guard position. As the first free throw put up by Monty is good. He'll have a second attempt. Coming into the ball game now is Tony Jones from Mountain View. Coming out will be Terry Hansberg.
Yeah, this game's kind of similar to the Huntington game in a way last year when they had 55 fouls. I think Princeton's going to wind up shooting something like 32, 33 foul shots.
Second free throw is good. As the Tigers double teamed in the backcourt, ball knocked loose and is knocked out of bounds. No saves over by Mountain View. Now it's out to the Tigers as they deflected the inbound pass. As DeWitt inbounds it to Quill in the backcourt, working against the press. Picks it up, gets it up to Miller. Miller dribbles into the front court with it, top of the key. Goes to the lane, gives it to Adams, firing off the baseline, no good. Rebound, tapped around, picked up by Leonard. Kicked out to Jones, back to Leonard, goes down. And DeWitt goes standing over top of him and made him pull up the shot, but DeWitt fouled him. You see how high DeWitt was over top of him?
It was high. He had timed that very well. And the Mountain View player just hesitated at the last minute, but he would have had that shot blocked if he put it up.
As Miller comes out of the ball game for the Tigers.
Jimmy Miller comes out with 9 field goals, 15 of 18 from foul line, 33 points on the night.
49 seconds left to play. Princeton 64, Mountain View 49.
Which gives him 1,011 points for his career.
As Leonard fires the free throw, it's good for Mountain View. He'll have the second one. 64-50 now. Centers fires, no good. Rebound to Phillips with Tigers. Flips it out to Will. Will in the backcourt. They double team him. Looking for help. Gets it from Harrison. Harrison dribbling with it to the front court. Has it knocked loose by Money. Picks it up, leaves it out in front of Stepney. Stepney on the drive. Behind the back pass. Trying to get to Jones. Throws it out of bounds. So it'll be Mountain View ball out of bounds.
I think the official missed that one. It looked to me like nobody from Princeton. It was behind the back pass, and I don't think the official saw it.
So Mountain View inbounds it. Ball comes in the Meade. In the corner, it's not loose. We've got a foul on James DeWitt.
On James, that'll be 5. The foul was called on James DeWitt. That's the fifth. James DeWitt had 3 buckets on the night for 6 points. A little bit below his average. On the season, James is averaging 14.7 points per game. Scored 147 points coming into this game.
On the free throw line, be Kevin Meade of Mountain View. He fires, it's turning out no good. Rebound comes down to Stephon. Stephon pulls it off, gets it out to Phillips. Phillips into the front court, leaves it off for Harrison, lost the ball, lost the handle on it, knocked out of bounds. They call it out to the Tigers.
Yeah. Joseph kicked the ball a little bit, I believe.
Terrible ball, wasn't it?
Yeah,
leave it to you. Inbounds pass to Stephon, turning, firing, no good, off the iron, rebound. Once full, we got a whistle and a foul. That may be on Jeff Adams.
it is on Jeff, his first.
23 seconds left to play.
The next game for the Tigers, Friday night at Bluefield.
So on the free throw line for Mountain View will be Kevin Meade. 64-50, a 14-point advantage for the Tigers right now. 23 seconds left to play in the ball game. As it's free throw up, no good. Rebound comes off to Adams. Gets it out to Phillips. To Stephon. Works in the front court. Has it knocked loose. Picked up. Stephon almost took Harrison's head over that ball. He really whipped it by him. Old Joe, he's laughing about it. He says, man, I'm lucky to get away. Lucky to escape. 15 seconds to play. As Hansa into the front court with it from Mountain View. To the far side to Money. Money call for traveling. Turns it over to the Tigers with 9 seconds to play. As Harrison will inbound it, Mountain View will press. As Harrison throws it up court to Stephon. Stephon backs his way in, trying to get to Phillips. Misses it. Picked up by Mountain View. Stepney takes it to the front court, goes down, lays it up good. At the buzzer. Rebound. Flipped around, back up Alpha. Phillips didn't think it, so the bucket was good. And the final score, the Princeton Tigers, 64. The Mountain View Golden Knights, 52. We'll be back with wrap-up. First, this ball for this. All right, final score in the ball game. The Princeton Tigers, 64. The Mountain View Golden Knights, 52. As the Tigers put together 4 quarters, 19 points, 13 points, 16 points in the third quarter, 16 in the fourth quarter for a game total of 64 points. Mountain View had 16 in the first quarter, 12 in the second, 6 in the third quarter, 18 in the fourth for a game total of 52. Final score, Preston 64, Mountain View 52. We'll be back with more. First, let's pause for this. Now the schools, the Worcester County schools will be on the regular schedule tomorrow, so that means everybody gets up early. Mother, make sure you got a hot breakfast. I like biscuits and gravy with sausage in it for mine.
I'm ready.
Normally I don't get it, and Bob says he's ready. Okay, Bob.
First for the Mountain View Golden Knights, they had 22 field goals on the night, 8 of 16 from the free throw line, and 52 points. Scoring, Jimmy Leonard came in off the bench. He was 2 of 5 from the foul line, 2 points, no field goals. Donald Johnson had 4 field goals, 0 of 1 at the foul line, 8 points. John Monty came in, had 1 field goal, 2 of 4 at the foul line, 4 points. Stanley Dixon, who fouled out early in the third quarter, had 5 field goals, 2 of 2 at the foul line, 12 points. Kevin Meade came in, had 4 field goals, 2 of 3 at the foul line, 10 points. Reggie Stepney, who came in, picked up 3 early fouls, had to sit out part of the second quarter, wound up the game as Mountain View's leading scorer with 8 field goals, 0 of 1 from the foul line, and 16 points on the night. Again, for Mountain View, 22 field goals, 8 of 16 from the foul line. For Princeton, Mike Eads had 4 field goals, 4 of 5 at the foul line, 12 points. Jeff St. Clair, 2 field goals, 1 of 2 at the foul line, 5 points. James DeWitt had 3 field goals for 6 points.
I got a real important point to make. You know, all you got to do is score 1,000 points, and you get hugged by every good-looking girl in high school. Jimmy Miller's been hugged at least 1,700 times since the game's over by every good-looking girl in school. If I knew that's all it takes to get hugged, I'd have scored 1,000 points a long time ago.
You're overlooking a condition. See, there's an eligibility requirement that you have to also be a good-looking 18-year-old high school senior to get those points from those good-looking high school.
Give me a bunch of details. If I'd known that's what was required, I'd have scored 1,000 points years ago.
What I'm trying to say is you might miss a couple of eligibility requirements. Stephon Strain was 1 of 2 at the foul line and 1 point, well below his average. Stephon on the season had been averaging 6.3 points per game. Jimmy Miller, well, I'll get to Jimmy last. David Phillips came in, had 2 field goals, 1 of 4 at the foul line, 5 points. Scooter Will had 1 field goal for 2 points, and Jimmy Miller had 9 field goals, 15 of 18 at the foul line, 33 points, or 1,011 points for his career. Charlie Wright, what do we got for teams?
Okay, for Princeton tonight, they made 21 out of 40 shots for 52%. They pulled down 32 rebounds and committed 27 turnovers. Jack, you have Mountain View stat there, game total.
Mountain View for the night, 21 of 52 from the field for 40%. Had 21 rebounds and 18 turnovers. Lynn?
I thought you had something to say.
I just said it.
Okay, we're going to be back with more. First, let's pause for this message. Need more guidance. As Bob White kind of corrects Bob Graham's record keeping here, the other 1,000-point scorer in Princeton history is Jimmy Safe.
That's right. He played at the same time Rob Thorne played.
No, 1 year before. He was on the team for about 3 years.
Okay.
But 1 year he didn't.
1 year he did. How about it?
Okay.
How about one?
Tigers winning tonight, but it was a dull game. Princeton played as well as you'd be expected under the situation that was going on out there because they did not let the Tigers play ball. Now, the Tigers go to Bluefield this Friday night where they take on the Beavers. And the Tigers now run their record out to 7-3 on the season. And you know, what do we need? Really about 6 points and the whole season be different?
That's right, 6 points. So the average through the 3 losses has been 2 points a loss. The Bluefield team can give Princeton a lot of trouble. Mike Dent, if he has an extremely good game, if Jimmy gets in foul trouble, Bluefield is a team that can cause problems. Bluefield would have to be considered a much more talented team, I would think, than either the Greenbrier East team or the Mountain View team we've seen here tonight. And I'd kind of like to see that Bluefield gym filled up with Princeton fans who get there before the Bluefield fans. Force some of those Bluefield folks to stand up a little while.
Well, I just hope that they make them sit on the other side away from me.
I don't mind people stand up as long as the fire marshal doesn't show up.
Yeah, right. Charlie, the Tigers are playing as well as you could really expect them in the conditions they have to play under right now. The last 2 games, they have not been real good conditions.
That's true. Greenbrier set the pace the other night, and it seemed like they took Princeton completely out of their offense. And basically, you could see the same thing happen tonight. But it looked to me like Princeton, in the last 2 ball games, really not playing team basketball. But that may be referred to the teams that they played because they were trying to take them out of their offense. Don't you think, Glenn?
I think so. I think these other teams, and a lot of times, the other teams are not so concerned with winning the ball games. They're just controlling the Tiger attack.
That's right. It just seemed like they were trying to keep the game under control, you know, without Princeton getting maybe, tonight.
Go down and tell Ralph, remind Ralph.
Tonight, when Coach Smith would get down about 6 points, he'd immediately call a timeout. And he didn't want to get the tempo starting and then running gun. And he tried to stay within 5 or 6 points until late in the ball game there. And then, they blew it out considerably there at the last.
Well, we're supposed to tell everybody at the school we're going to be on regular schedule tomorrow. So everybody's got to get up and
Have to get up early, won't it?
Well, yeah. But you know how it is. When you smell those fried apples and sausage, everything will wake you up gently, and you get up and work your way downstairs. And that's not too bad.
That does help a lot.
It sure does. Wonder who gets that.
Well, not me.
So for everyone that's in the car radio, be reminded the school's on regular schedule. The Tigers victorious here tonight, 64-52, as we're waiting on Ralph Paul to make his way up to us. He'll be with us shortly. And we got Bob White back on the board. And Bob, he's been giving us an awful lot of trouble tonight. I'm going to send the Redneck Mafia up to hit him pretty soon. That's Charlie Wright, by the way. We're going to be back with more. First, let's pause for this. Hey, we're back on now. We'll have to get that one later, but Bob White feeding us some information back here. Of course, Bob is back in Guinness Book of Records. Got a lot of pages, a lot of numbers. They don't all fit, you know. Of course, you know how it is. The winners laugh and tell jokes. Losers say deal. We're laughing, telling jokes. Tigers winners tonight. Now, next Friday night, we'll be at Bluefield to take on the Beavers. Next Tuesday night, we'll be at Mountain View to take on these same Golden Knights again. And then a week from Friday night, we'll be in Kingsport to take on Sullivan North at Dobbs Bennett High School. And on Saturday night, the 14th, be at Dobbs Bennett to take on Sullivan North High School. As we got Coach Ralph Paul coming into us right now. And we hand him a mic over here and get him sit down and get him ready. And Coach, you probably don't enjoy coaching those kind anymore than we enjoy watching them, but the Tigers did what they had to do tonight.
Well, it was a win. We just played in spurts, and not too big a spurts to get at one time either.
Well, Mountain View just wouldn't really let the ball game run. They wouldn't let it flow tonight, would they?
No, they didn't want to get in the running game at all, so they moved the ball and passed the ball and played a little different than they have before, and we played right with them and didn't take advantage and didn't break the game open soon enough. If we break it open, then they've got to play a little faster, but we didn't get that accomplished.
Well, the thing that really seemed to turn it around for us, or as we'd watched it, in the third quarter you shut them down with only 6 points. Now, with 6 points in the quarter, that's really turning the offense off of them.
We played good defense the third quarter, and last part of the third quarter and first part of the fourth quarter, we played good offense. So we had a good spurt, and that was the difference in the ball game.
And the Tigers seemed like it's because that they kind of got lulled in. One time we counted Mountain View had something like 14 passes before it started to go to the bucket. And it's just kind of hard to control the tempo because you get anxious, or the team gets anxious to get moving on offense, and sometimes they'll commit a turnover because of that.
Right, and you maybe go down there and force something that you need to wait and take a good shot, because you don't get the ball often and you can't run down there and grab it and throw it and not make good sound passes or take good sound shots and things like that. And we was doing some of that, and of course that played right into their hands. It's more or less what we did and more than what they did.
Well, we showed the Tigers hitting 21 out of 40 for the night, 52%. That's a pretty good shooting night. The Tigers are capable of shooting between 55 and 60% on a night when they're flowing good. But still, after watching the game, I didn't think the Tigers shot that well.
Well, we didn't seemingly shoot as good as we showed. We had, what was you say? We had 21 out of 40%. We've been shooting somewhere around there all year. I think somewhere around 50%, and been under 48 a couple times and over 50 a couple times. So somewhere around 50 what we've been shooting on the year.
Well, now Mountain View got 12 more shots than the Tigers did, and made the same number from the field, 21 out of 52 for 40%. So Mountain View, working around the outside of the Tiger zone, did not really get good shots. They threw up a couple of bricks out there.
Right, and then the first half they shot real well, I thought, and second half they didn't. And probably the big thing that we did support was our turnovers was atrocious, really. 27, that's enough for 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, that does bother you a little bit when you see it, but then you figure, I guess as a coach, you figure you're going to get a certain amount of turnovers every so often, so if you figure those are out of the system, now it means you've only got about 3 turnovers left in the system for the Bluefield game.
Yeah, we've got to play better. Bluefield is a bigger team, and playing over, and they've been playing good ball. They've won some real good ball games, so it's going to be probably a much tougher game than it was over here.
Bluefield's got the nucleus for a real good ball club. They've got a good shooting guard in Jones. They've got a big man inside in Dent who's got a good shooting touch, and they've got some outside speed in this Baskins youngster. So, Coach, Bluefield has got the potential to really be a very, very tough opponent.
Yeah, they're, like I said, they're big enough to play, and they've got enough speed to be effective. So and they've been winning. So they have got a good ball team, and we'll have to prepare ourselves for them because it's going to be tough to go over and beat them.
Now, the Tigers put the record out to 7-3, and of course, Jimmy Miller scored his 1,000th point tonight. And this is the third or fourth player that you coached here at Princeton that's got this 1,000th point in their career.
I wasn't aware of it. I don't look too much back.
Look at
yeah,
1,000.
Yeah, and
Allen and Jim.
Yeah, I never looked back and see what really happened.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to ask you a question. How many coaching wins do you have?
How many wins? I have no idea.
Well, now, not too long ago, about last year, they shut everything down, gave a great big old flack to Jim Lilly up at Oak Hill because he got 300 wins, and we was trying to figure it up one night. And you know, Ralph Ball's not too far away from that figure. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not too far away.
I really don't know. I know that, remember, Coach Bowman had something in the paper 2 or 3 years back and went over 200, and I don't remember how many years back that's been, really.
Of course, when you coach basketball over 6, 8, 10, 12 years and so forth, you have a tendency to forget the years, but you remember the players, don't you? That you remember, like when you had Allen, you remember when you had Opie or something like that?
Right, you can remember those, and you don't, I don't dwell too much on it because you got to just keep looking ahead, and I try to look at the present ahead and let it go at that, and these other things in the past, we're trying to play right now. That's the big thing I'm concerned about right now is try to correct a few things that we've done wrong tonight and try to prepare ourselves a little bit better to play better ball against Bluefield Friday night.
Well, now, what we saw tonight, what we saw last Friday night against Greenbrier East, probably is not bad training for the Tigers because it well could happen to us tournament time when people will really try to set out.
Oh, I look for it all year. In fact, I'm surprised we haven't had more of it. And it's got to teach us to be more patient. And when we get the ball, we've got to take good care of it. It's really a challenge to you to run and only take good shots, only make good passes, and yet you got to run under control. There's 2 ways you can run, under control and out of control. When you're out of control, you're not a very good ball team.
But at the same time, when the other team's going to slow it down like this, your defense has really got to be disciplined not to overcommit.
Right, they've got to be in there and stay in there and not give them some easy shots and easy baskets, and we did that, especially in the third quarter. We did a real fine job, and fourth quarter we got up a little bit after we got out of the ball game, but our kids hung in there enough to do that, and it showed a lot of hustle in that respect.
Okay, now we'll be in Bluefield Friday night, and Beaver's coming up, and so now, because playing on Wednesday night, you've only got one night to really prepare anything, or do you prepare anything for Beaver, or you just go over the things that you normally do and just try to do them well?
Well, we try to adjust our offense to their defense and our defense to their offense, and each team is a little different in that respect. And for example, they've got the big bent ball, and we've got to be aware of him inside, so we'll have to play better defense inside against him and still be aware of Jones outside, and we'll have to look at that angles. They didn't play us real fast either. They tried to slow us down the pace the last time when we played them. They won't run as much as we probably would be more would run. But you've got to adjust to that and play that. That's what we'll do tomorrow, is try to adjust to trying to control Dent and our defense to control Jones and try to get a fast break going and try to play as best we can in respect to that.
Okay, Coach, we appreciate you stopping up to visit with us. Congratulations on a win, and it's a big win because of tournament situation. Mountain View could well be a team that we face in the tournament, and you always want to. People say, well, it's hard to beat a good team 3 times a season, but I'd rather beat them 3 times too.
Oh yeah, I know. You just play them one at a time, and you don't go out there and try to do something different in order to lose. And we try to win every game, and if you're better than they are, I don't think it makes that much difference. You just play your game, and if you're not better, then it's a lot tougher. Now, if you're winning by 1 or 2 points, it might be more difficult, but yet to know that you beat somebody twice, you go in the ball game with a lot of confidence. And